Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to Week in Review. This is a video in which Zee and I take a look at the reviews that we did over the past week, tell you some quick things about what we think of them, and then if you want to see the full review, you can just click a link in the description below. Trying to save you time here, so let's get started.
Hey everybody, Zee Garcia here. So last week I reviewed 3 games. I reviewed Axio Rota, which I rated 5.5 out of 10. This is a little puzzly game in which you are laying down tiles, scoring victory points in 5 different colors. You're going to score your lowest. It's a Reiner Knizia type of thing. It is a spin-off of Axio, which was a spin-off of Ingenious, and it is pretty forgettable. It doesn't have any staying power is the main issue with this one. It's about 10-15 minutes. But it's also very forgettable. It's the puzzly nature of it is neat, but you're going to play the exact same way every time, and there's just nothing about it that's going to get a hook in players. So, there you go. And then 2 games that I did like. I reviewed Merchants of Muziris, which I rate an 8 out of 10, and this is a hand management kind of game. You are going to be collecting different produce cards, playing those out in front of you to sell them as sets, trying to get coins. You're also triggering the powers on these cards to manage your hand in multiple ways. Make a couple of coins, draw some new cards, discard 1 and scoop up 3, whatever, that kind of thing. I like the look of this one a lot. I like the way it plays out. I like that there's a little worker placement vibe to it with some characters in the center of the table that you are appealing to. So I enjoy it. I think it's a good one, and I think it scales well, and you're going to have some fun with this one. And then I reviewed Mandala, which I also rate an 8 out of 10. And this one's a 2-player only game in which you are collecting cards. There's a little bit of hand management in it too. But this one's a little less, makes less of a statement with its theme. That's both good and bad. The theme's a little forgettable. But it feels like a classic because it does not have any of these strong choices when it comes to theme. And the gameplay is very basic and straightforward, but also charming. And it feels there's an heirloom quality to the whole thing. I do wish the theme was different for it, but there's no faulting the gameplay. The game is engaging, it's quick, there's a nice amount of tension in it. I enjoyed this one quite a bit. So that is Mandala. And that's it for me. I will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Okay, so first of all, I took a look at Terraforming Mars Turmoil. This is an expansion for Terraforming Mars. I think it's the 5th expansion. It is a fine expansion. It just isn't necessary, I guess would be the word. It's a distracting expansion. You have this whole, I'm working on Mars, and now we have this council and this political aspect, and you're moving pieces in there. And if you're like sitting there going, I wish there was another aspect to the game, this works and it affects the main game a little bit. And I like some of the stuff in it. It's just that if you said, do you want to play with it? I'd be like, if you really want to. But I wouldn't feel the need to play with it. Maracaibo is an incredibly fantastic game. This is basically from Alexander Pfister, a Euro-style game in which you are moving your ships and doing some thematic stuff. But what I like about this game is you can move, you take an action, these actions let you play cards, and it has this really cool engine-building thing. In fact, I'll go on record saying I think this is the best Alexander Pfister game that he has designed. Egizia Shifting Sands. This is a really cool game about placing boats down a river. This is actually a sequel or a redone version of the original one. But as you place these boats, you can go as far down the river as you want, but you cannot go back. So you have to decide what to do. You're taking cards, building pyramids, and it's also a really gorgeous production. Alubari, A Nice Cup of Tea, is from Tony Boydell, and from what I understand, it's a riff on Snowdonia, which I have not played yet. But Alubari I really enjoy. I wonder if the game might play out the same way-ish as you play, maybe 20 plays in. But as of now, I'm still really enjoying this worker placement game, very interactive one, because you're going to be consistently going to places that I want. And the idea of using these cards to score at the end of the game, I found to be pretty fascinating. But the best game I reviewed this week is The Crew. This game, which is only currently out in German but will be released in English very soon, is not only my favorite trick-taking game, it is could become one of my favorite card games of all time, and is also one of the best games I played in the last 6 months. It is an amazingly fantastic cooperative trick-taking game, a game in which we have to accomplish a goal, and there's 50 different goals, so you'll never get bored of this. And working together, but with very limited communication. You're using logic to figure things out. If you like trick-taking games, you gotta try this one. Most of the week was filled with us taking a look at the decade in review. Zee and I took a look at the years 2010 to 2014. I also did a lot of top 10s this week of 2019, reprints, innovative games, distinctive themes, party, etc. So there's a lot of retrospective videos that happened this past week. We also did a live play of Death May Die. So all that stuff happened this past week. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Week in Review on the Dice Tower.